Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, we're going to continue the Vechain mini-series talking to the team. And we've got none other than Antonio, the CTO of Vechain. So we sat down with Antonio to talk about everything Vechain, talking about what the team are working on and everything that you could associate with Vechain. Fantastic interview. Watch right until the very end. And if you missed the other interviews that we've done, check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, click the notification bell, selecting all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Right, let's get down to the interview.
All right, so thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule, Antonio, to spend it with us and our audience. Really appreciate that. Should we start, perhaps talk a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got into blockchain and started working at Vechain?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me, Chris. It's a pleasure to be talking to you today. I'm Antonio Senatore, I'm the CTO of Vechain. Joined Vechain in October 2021, so it's 2 years now. Literally. I'm a computer engineer, so I'm a technologist by education. Spent many years in consulting, 6 years in Accenture and I think 11 in Deloitte. My last role was in Deloitte, where I was a director and the global CTO for blockchain and everything related to crypto in the organization. So a lot of travel, a lot of projects, a lot of clients. During these travels, I met 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 2018 in New York at Consensus. And just I saw his stand and I approached him, and I knew he was working already with one of my clients, which happened to be Renato from DNB, and we started chatting. I liked his idea, his vision of bringing blockchain to real use and to real transaction and to really bridge the gap for enterprise use, and all these ideas he had around fee delegation and the whole consensus mechanism, etc. So we started working together between Vechain, Deloitte, DNB, and other clients. And after a few years, I decided to jump on the other side of the pond, as they say, to finally join a startup and a crypto company focusing 100% on blockchain development. So that's me in brief. I've done a few years of startups as well. 3 years in New Bay Software. I actually met the CEO, my former CEO, here in the offices yesterday. Met him yesterday, and 1 year in MobileAware. So I have a few years under the belt in the startup environment.
Awesome. And can we talk about your role at Vechain? What is it that you do at Vechain? Yes. Probably quite a lot, but yeah.
There is a lot. Wrapping up, CTO is the head of technology. So my first role, it's an executive role, so I sit in the steering committee of Vechain as well. So I have a voting power for all the matters related to the governance of the product. As a CTO, head of technology, I'm in charge of the technology team. So hiring the team, growing the team, building a culture of delivering around the team, and then defining what our roadmap is. What are we going to deliver? What are we going to build? And there are different things. Some things are tools, are things for the community, for others to build on top of Vechain. Some other things are improvements in the product, which I work with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗀, who is my peer, is our chief scientist, and we work together with R&D. He looks after R&D, so there are changes to the protocol to be made. It's infrastructure, so making sure we have nodes available for everyone to use. And can be application level, so solutions for clients, for customers that want to build on Vechain. So how do we bridge the Web 2 users to the Web 3? So that's pretty much what I do. It's in the end, it's technology. There is another aspect of my job. It's also building the community of developers around Vechain. So listening to the community, and we are trying to run events where we have master classes. And where we teach about Vechain and all the tools that we offer, and we try to understand what else we need to build for the community that they can leverage. So it's also a community building type of role. And I always show up at the masterclass. I like to meet people, like to talk to them, and to see what would you like us to do.
Yeah, and we went to the one in Paris, so
yes.
testimonial for me. Like, it's definitely worth going. If you've got the opportunity to go, definitely go. And you've got some others coming up.
Yes, I think we have only one, which is an hackathon in collaboration with 𝗕𝗓𝗓 app. 𝗕𝗓𝗓 is a learn to earn platform application for many platforms. They've done also for Vechain. We reached 10,000 developers that have completed all the challenges. That was quite amazing. We had 500 as a target in mind, so you do 10,000. It means that there is interest around Vechain. We are doing the right things. So in Boston, we're going to run a hackathon around. It's going to be more focused on sustainability and what are use cases around sustainability. What do you have in mind? What do you want to build for sustainability? That's really 200 developers will be selected, are being selected at the moment to join that hackathon. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds really good. What I guess first of all, is there a typical day for yourself at Vechain, and what? And if so, what does a typical day look like?
It's a difficult question, but when it's not a typical day, I travel.
Yeah.
Usually, or I meet Sunny and the rest of the executive team, or I meet. I go and meet the community clients, or I go to events. Sometimes once a week, I try to meet the team in the office. That's already a different day because all I do is get there and then start talk to everyone. How are you doing? I try to, talk to the people. Yeah. When I'm not in the office meeting the team and when I'm working from home, first thing I do is have a chat with my assistant to say, okay, what do we need to do today? Look at my calendar, all the meetings that I have. Then I try to talk to all project teams. So I get into one-to-one with the product managers and say, where are we? What's happening? Any issues? No, we are okay. It's just 5 minutes. I try not to have too many meetings. It's really a Slack call, 30 seconds. I usually have tasks then that can be, I lock 3 hours a day for tasks. Could be presentations, could be documentation, could be anything. And I'm trying to leave myself 1 hour a day to code, because I still think a developer, a CTO should do technology well, should know tech well. And I do that at least 1 hour a day. And then towards 1 hour and a half a day, I try to, towards the end or soon after lunch, I'll try to give to myself for learning. There's a lot of stuff to learn in this space, and from AI to some more advanced crypto techniques, to what other projects are doing, or to new languages, or anything in the tech space, security, which is a big topic right now. So anything. That's my typical day. Meetings, chatting with everyone, doing a bit of work, 3 hours for myself, learning. It's every day, and that's it. The thing is, the day never ends. For a CTO, I get marketing. They text me at 8 p.m. and there's something I need to do on Twitter, something on LinkedIn. It's literally 24/7, never ends. I try to stop. I try to go to the gym after the day of work, or early morning sometimes, but it's literally never ends, because there's always something you need to look.
Yeah, I feel that, because it's 24/7. It's not like the market closes, is it? So, what are some of the really exciting things you and the team are working on?
Well, first of all, today we have launched the new wallet, 𝗕𝗓𝗪 mobile version. We launched 𝗕𝗓𝗪 already in February, March as a browser extension, and Vechain was missing the browser extension for too long. Honestly, too long. A bit of my fault. I should have probably pushed a little bit harder, but it was out in February, and the community is enjoying it. We have redone our wallet mobile. It looks so sleek and so beautiful. I really love it. So I just reinstalled the latest version. We are announcing in a few minutes. And also our reward application is out, and it's been updated, and it's really nice for all the community node holders, X nodes, AM, to claim the benefits in a much slicker way, if I may say. But what I'm excited of, there's a lot of stuff. Like, one thing I'm excited is the fact that 𝗕𝗓𝗪 is becoming more and more a Web Web3 as a service platform with a lot of features. And we are now announced an integration directly, and I think you guys have seen Watch already, but now there's an integration into 𝗲𝗏 marketplace, and you literally meet your NFT, your tokens. What do? You move to your wallet, or you want to trade them somewhere, and with one click it goes into a marketplace. I'm excited because we can add more marketplaces in the future. Whoever wants, we will do that for free for them. Any marketplace on Vechain that is operating or is about to operate, you can reach out and we will integrate. That's exciting. And then we will try to do what we call marketplace as a service. Anyone with one click to spin off their own marketplace. It's a difficult job, but I think we are a few months away. We're a few months away. That's exciting. We do sustainability. So what is my excitement now is we are designing a few apps which really mean Web3 for better. How do we use Web3 primitives for sustainability? And there is 2-3 use cases we're working on around, sustainable behavior. I don't want to give it away too much. And trust me, in the next 6 months, probably something will come out. But they're difficult to build, not technically. It's an ecosystem of players. It's the user that is behaving well, but there's got to be a sponsor, and there's got to be someone that checks, and there's got to be the technology that delivers the incentivization. So that's the most exciting part, I think, for the future. Continuing building the team here, it's also exciting.
Yeah, and we're in Dublin today, and obviously the whole team's here, and maybe it's worth just touching on what it is that you guys are working on here.
In Dublin today, we have a 3 days. Our team is scattered. Dublin is the technology center, but we have, I think in Dublin we are about 15 or so. We have more than 10, almost the same number in Ireland. In Italy. Apologies, everywhere in Italy, north to south. Then you get guys in Spain, in France. Then you get guys in Donegal here in Ireland. We got a bunch of people in Donegal. We got guys in Cork, Galway. And so we use, every couple of months I try to bring everyone together. As everyone needs to know what we're working on. And we brainstorm about a few things. One is where each project is and how each project can benefit the others. It's a moment of recognition, but also reflection. It's basically 1 year and 3 months that this team exists, but at the beginning we were 4 or 5. Now we are around 40. It's plus contractors, so we are close to the 55, 60. And it's a recognition of, when you create an organization as a startup at the beginning, it's literally creating the cloud account, the GitHub account. Now we look at what we have, DevOps, extremely complicated DevOps stuff, extremely complicated cloud architecture, all our crypto project. Our GitHub is huge, which we're going to make public very soon, and other things. So it's exciting. What we are doing now today, for the rest of the day, is talk about those use cases around sustainability, which one we want to prioritize, and how we go about them. There are some discussion. No, the way we work is it's a flat structure. Everyone talks, and everyone contradicts the CTO. They actually enjoy that, I think. But it's my style. I don't care. I don't have an ego, and I don't want to. All I care is about delivering, and discussion about do we build from scratch. There are a lot of sustainability apps or companies out there that are already doing a lot of work in the Web 2. Can we bring them to the Web 3? How do we do that? Can we get in touch with them? Do they already offer ways to integrate with them so that then it becomes a lot easier? So in the afternoon will be this one, will be ideation. But for the last couple of days it's been recognition, summary of where we are, where we come across, like the first day of Vechain in Europe was the CDO room empty, where he was trying to set up the company, and now we have so many people, all the projects, and now finally ideation.
Excellent. And I think that you touched on building the team and how important that is. Now, we get asked quite a lot from people in the community that are thinking about perhaps getting into blockchain for work, right?
Yeah, how it was for me.
Yeah. How How do people best transition from perhaps, say, Web 2 to Web 3 in your experience?
It's a good question. If there are developers, I got into the Web 3 because I heard about Bitcoin, I think in 2011, I read the white paper and I didn't see a point in it, I'll be honest with you. But then there was, at the time, I think there was the Assange case and the fact that he had all his bank accounts shut down, and he managed to pay whatever he had to pay, lawyers, etc., with Bitcoin. So he could receive offers in Bitcoin, he could receive payments and make payments in Bitcoin, which made me understand, okay, financial privilege is really something important that, you know, I gave it for granted simply because we give it for granted, stupidly, I have to say. That got me into the Web3 at the beginning. But I didn't see anything more than that. Then I went to the DevCon 2 in Shanghai, where Ethereum came out. And I started looking at that with curiosity. And then I went to Shanghai with Deloitte to check what are they doing. It was DevCon 2, so it probably was 2016. I'm pretty much sure it was September 3rd. And that's where I learned about Web3, the decentralized web and the decentralized nature. And I come from big data architecture. I was the head of big data at Deloitte, where it's kind of the opposite. The concept is large data set managed for you by large organization. There's not really data sovereignty there. And at the time was also the time of the Snowden files coming out. So another big event around privacy and privilege, if I may. So it really got me into the Web3 to say, okay, I need to do the right thing. And I think the transition within Web 2 and Web 3, first of all, you need to understand why you want to transition between Web 2 and Web 3. Really, Chris, why you want to do that? What it is that you're passionate about. In our case, is Web 3 for better. For Vechain is sustainability. The belief that we can bring sustainability to the people, and to make it real, and to make sure that people can benefit from a sustainable behavior, and organizations, and the society. And that is very simple, because so long it's been a little bit up in the air. And I don't think enforcing regulation is the way. It is important, but incentivizing good behavior will go a longer way, a much longer way. That's my view. So you need to do why. You need to know why you're doing it first. If you don't understand why you're doing it, you really don't get the primitives. Okay. Now to go in, I always suggest, if you're a developer, you need to read the white paper of Satoshi, and you need to understand it deeply, and you need to know the basic cryptography primitives. And then I'll get into a layer 1 multi-purpose blockchain, hopefully Vechain, it can be Ethereum, anything else, and learn about Solidity, how the app works, try to learn how wallet works, how you store your keys, what are the, how can you write an SDK to create your own wallet, try to learn all these primitives that are important, and then all will come together over time. But have in your head to why you're doing it, because otherwise you get lost. Yeah. What you try to do is you tend to centralize everything. You create Web 2 apps into Web 3, and they don't make sense. We've seen a lot of those. Yeah. So that's my advice. Learn the reasons of the Web 3, why Web 3 is there, why Bitcoin is there, and then the way they function.
Where do you see the stuff that you're working on with Vechain in, say, 5-10 years' time?
It's the stuff I'm working on Vechain in 5-10 years' time is really sustainability apps that will be embedded into apps on your mobile or on your card or on whatever you do on your travel card anywhere, that will automatically, if you want, incentivize good behavior. So they can track your data, or you can inform that you have done something. And we see that applied to everything, every aspect of sustainability. We see supply chain always as a big thing for us, and product passport a massive thing. So we imagine a future where every piece of product has a passport and has a data trail that everyone can track to, and you can even understand who built that thing, if the worker was kind of, properly paid, sustainable type of work, good working conditions, etc. But also materials, is it recyclable, etc. And then I imagine an explosion thanks to this, to recycling and secondary market and I can imagine secondary marketplaces as NFT. I can imagine a world of phygitals where digital and phygital merge together, and you can really create a digital experience with your physical world items, enhancing that. That could be anything. But even if it's not that, the fact that you have a digital passport that you can trust your product and you can resell in the future, that would be great. And I can even imagine a sense of ownership where people will play gamification things to, I don't know, if I recycle these ones and someone else recycles or sells on a secondary market, I'll still get some tokens because I was the initial owner of it.
Yeah.
So I can imagine gamification mechanism as well into this space. So I think sustainability will play everywhere. So I see us playing a little bit everywhere, to the products, into the people behavior, into marketplaces, etc. So it's exciting, but it's really the beginning of the journey. And blockchain needs to come, the Web3 needs to come a long way. But Vitalik recently said a few months ago, he was talking about account abstraction, which is finally a way where we can have, I said today to the team, almost like a browser to access all the blockchains. It has the mempool and all the other features that with one wallet, you don't need to store the seed. It's an on-chain wallet, and effectively you can access a multiple amount of blockchains along they interoperate and have the mempool. That could open really to 1 billion users, because it could make any app effectively become a blockchain wallet, and you can probably use federated type of identity in that sense and have everyone with a wallet. I think that's really the first step for the whole Web3 community, to finally get everyone with a wallet easily. I think Vitalik thinks it's going to be 10 years, I think he said, until it really becomes mainstream. It could be earlier, but maybe even if it's 10, at least we have something to look forward to. We have a solution. It's just about to push it up.
Yeah.
It's a long journey, because Web3, when I said to you at the beginning, learn what is Web3 and why you're doing it, changes heavily the dynamics of the way we transact, and even the very fabric of our business models and our financial system, etc. So it's a big revolution, and it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, I think it demonstrates how early we still are, like in the journey, right? If it's going to be another 10 years or so.
People say we are like in the internet in the early 90s. I don't think so. I think it's even earlier than that. I think we are a protocol definition in the 60s and 70s, where we were trying the ARP network and connect two PCs, and you had the two PC. We are at that level. So we are still trying to work on protocols to make them interoperable, etc. One guy told me we are probably, for those who are more technical, I remember Unix programming, the Stevens book, which was networking programming in Unix, which was explaining the whole stack, how the socket works and how would you run internet working between. And we are at that level where we have the network, but we need to build the protocols on top. I don't know, maybe that's the thing, but we are very, very, very early. We'll be considered pioneers in 20, 30 years time. People will laugh at some of the stuff we've done, and that's normal. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. There'll be a lot of failures. It's part of the journey. There'll be some bad behavior. We have already seen that. That's again part of the innovation. I think there'll be bad behaviors in other technological. We've seen bad behaviors in big data, for instance.
Yeah, and traditional finance.
Traditional finance,
yeah.
Regulators. We've seen bad behavior everywhere, so we will still see a bit in the crypto space. It's normal.
And I wanted to say like a big thank you for obviously coming away from the team and everything that you're doing today to spend it with us and the audience, and a big thank you for sort of giving us access to the team. I think it's going to be fantastic to show some more of the people behind Vechain as a brand. I think it's going to be very, very insightful for people.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for having me.
So that was Antonio from Vechain. Fantastic to have him on the channel. Fantastic interview, very insightful. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this interview, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and we will catch you in the next one.